I'm just gonna stand back here.
No, we're moving. Yeah.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the campus of Chowan University in Hawks Field, where today your hometown Hawks play host to Elizabeth City State University in Game 1 of the Hawks Softball Classic. Today is Strikeout Cancer Day at Hawks Field. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask you please direct your attention to the field as we announce today's starting lineups for ECSU. Leading off in left field, number 5, Alyssa Griffin. Batting second, the pitcher number 9, Cassie Wright. Batting third, number 18, Isabel Ugas. Batting cleanup, the catcher number 24, Logan Saunders. Batting in the fifth spot, the shortstop number second, we're number 5, and playing center field, Delaney Devore. Batting third, we're number 24 at third base, Brittany Carson. Batting cleanup, we're number 22, and catching today's game, Lindsay Stigler. Batting the fifth spot, we're number 17, playing first base, Jessie Gentry. Batting the sixth spot, we're number 44, today's designated player, Beth Walker. Batting seventh, we're number 15, today's shortstop, Meredith Morgan. Batting in the 8th spot, wearing number 11 in left field, Shannon Buchanan. Batting ninth, wearing number 4 in right field, Michaela Luskin. And on the mound today, junior right-hander pitcher number 12, Megan Vincent. The Hawks are coached by Ashley Gustafson in her first season as head coach, assisted by Ashley Collins. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you please rise for this morning's prayer and remain standing for the playing of the national anthem. Let us pray. Father, thank you for the opportunity you have presented us with today and bringing these teams, their families, and their friends together safely. May both teams play without injury and demonstrate good sportsmanship throughout the competition. Today's games and all things are possible through Christ. Amen. Your attention to the field as we welcome Steve Wilhelm to the mound in honor of our annual Strikeout Cancer Day. We'll throw out our commemorative first pitch. Steve is a 6-time cancer survivor at the age of 41. He is the father of Chowan and the father of current Chowan player Paige Wilhelm. Steve was diagnosed with stage 2 melanoma back in May of 2007 at the age of 28. He had surgery to remove the tumor on his calf and didn't have any other cancer come back for 7 years until August of 2014. That cancer metastasized into stage 4 melanoma. Since then, Steve has relapsed with stage 4 melanoma 4 times, requiring 3 surgeries, immunotherapy, radiation, and his current treatment of chemoimmunotherapy drugs. He has had 2 blood clots, one in his liver and one in his heart, resulting in him having to be on blood thinners for the rest of his life. Steve is fully recovered from his last major surgery this past August and has had his last 2 CT scans come back clear. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give him a big round of applause for that. His medicine is currently working. Steve will continue taking his chemo drugs until May of this year. Throughout these procedures, Steve has continued building homes and supporting his family in all that they do. Steve has many side effects from different treatments, but nothing has kept him down. His motto through it all has been Psalm 23, verse 4, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Steve is determined to fight as long as possible for his family and refuses to let cancer win this battle. Ladies and gentlemen, Steve Wilhelm. tournament. Fans will have the opportunity to donate money that will be donated to the American Cancer Foundation. All you have to do is look for the pink bucket.
Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Murfreesboro, North Carolina, and Hawks softball field, where we have the first game of the Hawks softball classic between your hosts, Chowan University, and Elizabeth City State Vikings. The Hawks and the Vikings are pretty familiar with each other, coming from the time in the CIAA. The Hawks and the Vikings. Elizabeth City is 0-6 on the season, while your Hawks are 3-8. The Hawks started off hot with a 3-1 record, but has lost their last seven games against some pretty tough competition. The Hawks will look to get back on track as Chowan is 29-0 against Elizabeth City State all time. Starting lineups for Elizabeth City in left field: number 5, Alyssa Griffin. Pitching, number 9, Cassie Wright. At third base, number 18, Isabel Mugas. Behind the plate, number 24, Logan Saunders will be the first 4 for the Hawks. In the circle for the Hawks is number 12, Megan Vincent. Megan Vincent is 2-4 on the season in her 28 1/3 innings pitched with 29 strikeouts. First pitch of the game for Vince is low and inside. Looks like the second pitch was called an illegal pitch by Megan Vincent. Megan's a junior transfer from Richard Bland Community College. She's from Boykins, Virginia. While at Richard Bland, she was 15-12 in 199 1/3 innings pitched with a 2.32 ERA with 173 strikeouts and only 80 walks. And Megan Vincent will issue a 4-pitch walk to the first batter of the game. So after the opening walk, he'll bring up number 9, Cassie Wright. First pitch, and again Megan Vincent's called for an illegal pitch. There's gonna be some discussion between umpires right now with the illegal pitch. Allows the runner to go to second base. After more discussion, it looks like it's not an illegal pitch. Put the runner on first base. But if it is an illegal pitch, then the runner should not be granted first base. Should only be 1-0. Coach Gustafson is not happy about the call, as it puts runners on first and second base.
The plate now, third baseman number 18, Bill Lugo.
They said that Wright was hit by a pitch. So the first pitch to Mugas is called for a strike. Ooh, good changeup by Vincent. Let's put Mugas in a hole, 0-2. Next pitch is outside, 1-2. And Vincent gets her looking on the outside corner for the first out. We do have quite a windy day here in Murfreesboro, as temperature is in the mid 40s. It's a nice clear day. Sun shining, just cold. And Saunders takes the first pitch and puts it in the 5-6 hole to load the bases. With one out for Alexis Blackwell.
Shortstop number 22, Alexis.
First pitch to Blackwell, caught a strike on the outside corner of the plate. Like we mentioned before, this is the first game of the Hawks Classic. It'll be the 3 games today and 3 games tomorrow. As the second pitch fools Blackwell for strike 2. Elizabeth City State and Frostburg State will be the second game. And then in the final game of the day, Chowan will return to play Frostburg State. It'll be the first meeting between the Hawks and the Bobcats of Frostburg State. Ooh. Off-speed pitch for Vincent, a little low. 1 ball and 2 strikes for Blackwell. 1-2 pitch, high and outside. Two pitches low. Correction, that was full count pitch, which walks in a run, the opening run of the game for Elizabeth City State. And they still have bases loaded with only 1 away. Chowan sporting the hot pink jerseys, t-shirt jerseys today. It's their annual strikeout cancer game prior to first pitch. Second baseman number 19, Paige Wilhelm's father, who was battling cancer throughout the ceremonial first pitch. Flanagan's up for Elizabeth City. Megan Vincent gets strike 1 to even the count at 1-1. And Megan Vincent goes inside and hits her on the elbow, which the fourth free pass for Megan Vincent in this inning. Elizabeth City State only has one hit, and they lead 2-0.
One out is first baseman number 21, Ryan Brasser.
Brasser lays down the bunt. Megan Vincent comes off the circle and gets the runner at home as Brasser reaches on a fielder's choice. Vincent keeps the Hawks, or the Vikings rather, to only a 2-0 lead with 2 outs in the top of the first. Here's the first pitch. Breaking pitch in for a strike against Haley Ryan. Cut on a miss for strike 2 for Ryan. Megan Vincent's ahead in the count, 0-2, with bases loaded and 2 outs here in the top of the first. And the 0-2 pitch misses just outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here's a 1-2 pitch, and swung and missed in the dirt. Stigler throws it down to first base to Jesse Gentry to end the inning.
Vikings had 2 runs off of 1 hit.
Elizabeth City strikes first for 2 runs off of 1 hit and leaves the bases loaded. It'll be Chowan's turn at bat in the bottom of the first with Wilhelm, Devore, and Parson leading it off when we come back.
First inning.
And we're back
Second baseman
here
Paige Wilhelm.
at Hawks softball field with the Hawks trailing 2-0 to Elizabeth City State after a rough first inning for Megan Vincent in the circle. Leading off of the Hawks is number 19, Paige Wilhelm. First pitch is a called strike. Wilhelm is a freshman from Frederick, Maryland. She's currently leading the team with a .385 batting average. 10 hits, 1 double, 6 runs, and 1 RBI. Takes the second pitch, hits it up the middle, and she will reach with an infield single. We'll bring up number 5, Delaney Devore. Delaney Devore is hitting .333, 8 hits and 24 at-bats, 5 runs, 2 doubles. She's a transfer from Rock Valley College as Paige Wilhelm takes off on the first pitch. Still second base as they miss the tag. Ball gets away from the pitcher, but Paige is not paying attention as she was trying to get the dirt out of her pants, out of her belt. But Delaney Devore is a transfer from Rock Valley College, where she played outfield for the JUCO. During her time, they won back-to-back NJCAA national championships. She won 109 and 22 during her time, as the second pitch called a ball. 2-0 pitch cut on and missed by Devore. Check swing by Devore. Call. Appeal down to the umpire. Says she did not go, so it's 3-1 for Devore. Nobody out. And Wilhelm at second base. 3-1 pitch cut on it and fouled back. Three balls and 2 strikes for Devore. Right with the pitch. And Devore lines it into the left center gap. Wilhelm's going to score easily, and Devore will have a stand-up double. Devore's double puts the Hawks on the board 2-1, which will bring up Brittany Parson. Brittany Parsons is originally from Reno, Nevada. She was All-CIAA first team last season as she cuts on and misses the first pitch low. Brittany Parsons hitting .308 this season. She's hitting .335 in her career, and earlier this year she tied the career home run mark with former teammate Chris Neal as the 0-1 pitch is called for a high strike. Parsons down 0-2 in the count. Oh, 2 pitches outside. Parsons is one of 4 seniors on the team, with Lindsay Stigler, Shannon Buchanan, and Lindsay Howard. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Parsons pops it up on the left side of the infield, and it's caught by the third baseman for the first out of the inning. One out brings up Lindsay Stigler, the senior from California. Stigler's having a great senior season so far, hitting .345 with team leading 8 RBIs. First pitch from right is off speed and up. Devore still on second base as the 1-0 pitch is called for a strike to even the count at 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch from right, and Stigler wisely leaves it alone. Stigler does have some power, as she's 4th all-time in career home runs with 16, as she had a pretty good season last year as pitches fouled straight back over the press box and out of play. 2-2 pitch. And Stigler lays off as it's high, and pitch allows Delaney Devore to move up to third on a wild pitch. Just foul down the right field line for Stigler. Full count once again for Stigler and the Hawks with Devore at third base. Elizabeth City is leading 2-1. But Stigler lifts a high fly ball into left center field. That ball is gone. Home run. 2-run shot for Lindsay Stigler. I know that makes her dad proud. And Steve and her mom probably watching back in California. That 2-run shot gives the Hawks a 3-2 lead. That is her 17th of her career and 2nd of the year. That one had to battle the wind a little bit, as you could probably hear on the broadcast. But it was high and went right over left field. First pitch for Jesse Gentry is fouled and caught by the first baseman for the second out of the inning. With 2 outs, we'll bring up Beth Walker at the plate as she takes the first pitch for a ball. This is the first action for Beth this season, as she's been battling some injuries from last season. Beth watches second pitch into the dirt. Last season, Beth Walker hit .441 with 18 doubles, 2 home runs, drove in 22. She was all CIAA second team last year as she looks at ball 3. Last season, she did have 64 free bases and only 25 strikeouts, so she is very particular on which pitches she does swing at, as she does draw the first walk of the season. With 2 outs and the walk, brings up Meredith Morgan, today's shortstop. Meredith does have 2 home runs this season, as the first pitch is lined to the left fielder and off the glove. We'll see what the official score will determine that, as that was ripped to left field. They will give it a hit for Meredith Morgan, as now runners are on first and second with 2 outs, and brings up Shannon Buchanan. Shannon Buchanan has primarily been known as a pitcher for the Hawks in her first 3 seasons, as she fouls off the first pitch. With the pitching change, with the coaching change, as Shannon Buchanan sends a second pitch into left center and plates Beth Walker. Gives the Hawks a 4-2 lead, as we're still in the first inning with 2 outs. Hawks still rallying. Brings up Michaela Luskin, the number 9 hitter in the order, as she's playing right field. As Luskin fouls off the first pitch. Next pitch is ball. Luskin will foul off that. Luskin will swing and miss to end the inning. The Hawks do score 4 runs in the inning to lead 4-2 over Elizabeth City State. We'll be back after this quick break. And we're back here at Hawks softball field in the top of the second inning as your Hawks lead 4-2 over Elizabeth City State.
For Elizabeth City State, right fielder number 19, Auburn Stevens.
Leading off for the Vikings is Auburn Stevens as Vincent gets strike one to start the inning. Pitch caught a ball. Yeah, Vincent will look to have short memory as the 1-1 pitch is lined to right field from Michaela Luskin, and an easy catch. Yeah, Vincent is gonna want to have a short memory after that first inning, allowing 2 runs, 2 walks, then a hit by pitch. Starts off the top of the second strong though with an out as the first pitch is called a ball. Here's the 1-0 pitch inside, ball 2. Is a 2-0 pitch to Griffin, and it's called a strike. 2-1. In Griffin's first at bat, she drew a 4-pitch walk. Ended up coming around to score the first run of the game as the 2-1 pitch is fouled off over the first base dugout. Here's a 2-2 pitch, and strike 3. Got her looking. Vincent's third strikeout
With 2 outs.
of the game.
Number 9, Casey Wright.
2 quick outs here in the top of the second, as it looks like Vincent has settled in a little bit. Brings up Cassie Wright as slow dribbler to the back to Vincent. Strong throw over to Jesse Gentry for a 1-2-3 inning. Hawks lead 4-2 going to the bottom of the second inning, as the Hawks batted around in the first. So it'll be the top of the lineup, Wilhelm, Devore, and Parson when we come back. And we're back here in the bottom of the second inning as your Hawks lead Elizabeth City State 4-2. Elizabeth City scored 2 runs in the top of the first. Hawks responded with 4 in the bottom of the first as Wilhelm fouls off the first pitch into the woods behind the Hawks dugout. Wilhelm chops at the second one straight to the second base, and ooh, looks like the throw just beat Wilhelm. She was hustling down the line for out number 1. One out brings up Delaney Devore. Devore doubled into the left center gap back in the bottom of the first inning. As she takes strike 1 on the outside corner. One fly ball to right center as Mugas comes over to make the catch for out number 2. Correction, I'm sorry, that's Stevens to make out number 2.
Here's third baseman number 24, Brittany Parson.
2 outs brings up Brittany Parson, right-hander, third baseman. And she takes the first pitch low for ball number 1. Parson lays off 1-0 pitch. And she takes the 2-0 pitch, and it is gone. So left field. And that home run right there puts her alone at the top of the career home run mark with her 24th home run. But the long home run brings up Lindsay Stigler, who on the first pitch pops it up to the pitcher to end the inning. Well, Hawks extend their lead to 5-2 on the long home run by Brittany Parson. It was a no doubt home run to left field. We'll be back with the top of the third as your Hawks lead 5-2 over Elizabeth City State. We're back here in the top of the third inning. In the top of the third inning with your Hawks leading 5-2 over Elizabeth City State.
Leading off top of the third.
Hawks have had 2 long balls, one by Lindsay Stigler, and the latest one coming from Brittany Parson on a record-breaking home run, her 24th of her career, as the first pitch of the inning is called a ball. Vincent gets the call for strike one to even the count at 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Inside for ball 2. And Vincent right down the middle for strike 2. 2-2. And swing and miss for strike 3 for the first out of the inning.
Now batting the catcher, number 24, Logan Saunders.
out, brings up Logan Saunders. That's an off-speed pitch. Sails a little high on her for ball number 1. There we go, Vincent. That's strike number 1 right down the middle of the plate. Here's the 1-1 pitch. And another strike. Saunders does have their lone hit. She found a little bit of dirt between third and short as that ball is gone over the left center fence for a solo home run. Saunders' home run cuts the deficit to 5-3 in the top of the 3rd inning with a 1 out. So Saunders has both hits for Elizabeth City State. As the first pitch. So Blackwell is appealed down to first base. 1-0 pitch and misses outside for ball 2. Works inside, gets the called strike on the inside part of the plate as Alexis Blackwell bailed out. Brings the count to 2-1. Vincent's 2-1 pitch just misses outside. Runs the count to 3-1. 3-1 pitch. Low and outside as Blackwell draws the walk.
Went out a runner at first for number 12, Callie Flanagan.
One out and runner on first base brings up Callie Flanagan as she bunts it foul. As both Gentry and Parson were charging. One pitch. Low for ball 1. Here's a 1-1 pitch. Breaking pitch low. 2-1 to Flanagan. Vincent gets the strike. 2-2. Vincent's 2-2 pitch misses for a full count. And a 3-2 pitch is fouled off and caught by Brittany Parson at third base for the second out of the inning. Like we mentioned before, Elizabeth City and Chowan have been familiar foes from their time in the CIAA, as the first pitch is low and in the dirt. The Vikings are picked 4th in the CIAA this year with a new group of talent and a new coaching staff, as the second pitch is a called strike and the throwdown is unsuccessful. It's a 1-1 on the batter for Megan Vincent. Two-one pitch is dribbled down the first base line and foul to even the count at 2-2. And Vincent gets the strikeout looking to end the inning.
Vikings had 1 run off of 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on.
Vikings do close the gap to 5-3 in the top of the third on a long home run to left center field. Your Hawks will be Gentry, Walker, and Morgan are due up for the Hawks in the bottom of the third. We'll be right back. We're back here in the bottom of the third inning with your Hawks leading Elizabeth City State 5-3. Jesse Gentry due up for the Hawks to lead off the inning.
Leading off the bottom of the third inning for the Hawks, first baseman number 17, Jesse Gentry.
Like we mentioned before, the Vikings and the Hawks familiar foes, as Chowan has moved to the Conference Carolinas. As Gentry lines the first pitch into left field for a base hit. After spending a decade in the CIAA, winning 4 conference championships and numerous Northern Division titles, the Hawks have to shift their focus to the Conference Carolinas, as Beth Walker takes the first pitch in the dirt and Gentry will easily make it up to second base. The Hawks were picked 11th in the Conference Carolinas, as most of the teams in the league are unfamiliar with the Hawks, as Beth Walker takes ball 2. Chowan has faced many teams in the Conference Carolinas over the years, with Mount Olive and Barton being relatively close. Beth Walker takes strike 1 to push the count to 2-1. Beth Walker will line that ball down the left field line. Foul. Pushes the count to 2-2. Chowan has this weekend and the next weekend against some familiar foes as the Hawks take on Virginia State in their tournament next weekend, as the 2-2 pitch for Walker is fouled straight back. Then the Hawks will host Conference Carolinas members Limestone and Converse in the openers on March 13th and 14th in doubleheaders. Beth Walker will line that ball into center field as it's misplayed a little bit by the center fielder. Gentry easily scores from second base, and Walker slides into second. Let's see what the official score.
Now batting a shortstop, number 15, Meredith Morgan.
Giving Walker a single and a fielding error by the center fielder. As Meredith Morgan takes ball 1. Morgan will line that one into the left field, into the gap. Walker will easily score from second base, and Morgan's in with a stand-up double with her second hit of the ball game. Now push the lead to 7-3 with nobody out in the bottom of the third. Probably hear a little bit in the background as Frostburg State is warming up. They will have game number 2 against Elizabeth City State at 1 o'clock. And then we'll take on Chowan at 3 o'clock.
Now batting number 11, Shannon Buchanan.
Shannon Buchanan's up to bat. Takes ball number 1. She fouls that 1-0 pitch straight back. To even the count at 1-1. Shannon takes a big hack of that one and comes up empty. 1-2 for Buchanan. As she is moved from the circle to left field, or to the outfield rather, primarily in left field, which is her more natural position. Buchanan 2-2 in the count. She rips one to second base, hot handle, beats it out. Which will bring up Michaela Luskin, who struck out in the first inning. Sam Buchanan reached on a fielding error by the second baseman as Shannon just trots to second base, trying to draw the throw from the catcher for an easy stolen base. Luskin fouls off that pitch to even the count at 1-1. That 2-1 pitch fouled off. Looks like the knob of the bat by Luskin. Luskin will tomahawk it over to the pitcher. Oh, now we got a rundown as Buchanan goes back to second base. Got a rundown from third to home, and Morgan is left out to dry. As the double play. The base running mistake by Meredith Morgan as she didn't take off on the hit or on the batted ball by Luskin. Buchanan does secure third. Paige Wilhelm. Strike one called for 1-1. And Wilhelm lines it through the right side of the infield into right field for a base hit to score Shannon Buchanan and push the lead to 8-3 for the Hawks. Here in the third inning with 2 outs. Delaney Devore is up as she doubled in the bottom of the first, scoring Paige Wilhelm, who singled and stole second base. She takes ball number 1. Ball 2 is in the dirt, and Wilhelm moves up to second base on the wild pitch. Pitch is called a strike on the inside part of the plate for Devore. Takes the count to 2-1. Two-one pitch is outside. 3-1 for Devore. And Devore takes ball 4. Let's put runners at first and second for Brittany Parson. And her last at bat went deep to left center field.
Third baseman number 24, Brittany Parson.
And Brittany Parson takes ball 1. Parson takes the 1-0 pitch, fouls it into the football practice field. To even the count at 1-1 with 2 outs in the inning. Parson hits it down to third base for the ground out. To end the inning. Hawks are up 8-3 going to the 4th against Elizabeth City State. We'll be back after a short break. we're back here in the top of the fourth as Haley Ryan lines one off the face of the first base dugout. The new Chowan softball banners with the new Conference Carolinas logos. Vincent gets a nice drop off speed pitch, gets her out in front. She fouls it off for strike two. Nice, brisk, chilly day here in Murfreesboro as most of us are bundled up to bring you this broadcast of the Hawks Classic. Vincent with another off-speed pitch, fouled off as the count remains 0-2. Pitch to Ryan is up. 1-2. And Vincent gets another strikeout. Her sixth of the ball game.
Batting right fielder number 19, Auburn Stevens.
Vincent's first pitch, ball. Oh, 1-0 with 1 out to Auburn Stevens. Pitch is just inside. Runs the count to 2-0. You can catch all of Chowan athletic events on the Hawks Sports Network as Vincent's 2-0 pitch is low for 3-0. And Stevens draws the walk.
Left fielder number 5,
Alyssa Griffin, the leadoff batter for the Vikings, looks at a first pitch strike. Then you can watch every Chowan Athletics at gocuhawks.com/live as the 0-1 pitch is called a ball. You can watch the Hawks at home and away within the Conference Carolinas through the Conference Carolinas digital network or through the Hawks Sports Network. As Griffin lines the 2-1 pitch into right center, Stevens over to third base, and the Vikings are in business with 1 out and runners on first and third. The Vikings are looking to break the curse against the Hawks. As we mentioned, Chowan is 29-0 all time against Elizabeth City State.
How about pitcher number 9, Casey Ray?
in the last meeting last season, Elizabeth City came to town and lost 8-3. The current score we have now. That 3 runs that they scored was the most the Hawks have given up in the series. As the first pitch to right is called a ball. Swing and miss. Throw down gets Griffin easily as Meredith Morgan applies the tag for the second out of the inning. Don't know if Elizabeth City was trying to get the runner to come down from third base, but it doesn't look like Stevens moved at all as the 1-1 pitch is fouled down the third base line. Vincent's 1-2 pitch is fouled off, and the count will remain 1-2. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Right. Drills it into the ground, and a strong throw by Brittany Parson to get her out at first base to end the inning. The Hawks remain in the lead, 8-3 over Elizabeth City as we head to the bottom of the fourth. We'll be back. Elizabeth City State in the bottom of the fourth will make a pitching change. Turns to number 7, Sydney Smith. Couldn't find a lot of information on the Vikings in terms of statistics, as their website shows that they are 0-4, with the NCAA showing 0-6. Vikings did play Alderson Broadus, St. Andrews
Leading off for the Hawks in the bottom of the fourth inning, the catcher number 22,
this season,
Stigler.
and North Carolina Wesleyan, as their 2 games against St. Andrews were against NAIA opponents and were not uploaded at the time. Smith's first pitch to Stigler is called Ball one. Here's the 1-0 pitch. And Smith's going to be called for an illegal pitch. Runs the count to 2-0. Stigler's up 2-0 on the count. Smith winds and deals for ball three. Stigler 3-0 and rips it down the third base line. Foul ball. Sun's starting to peek out over the clouds a little bit. Hopefully warming it up. My fingers are starting to thaw out a little bit. Here in the bottom of the fourth with your Hawks leading 8-3. 3-1 pitch to Stigler is high and she lays off to draw the walk. Leadoff walk by Stigler brings up number 17, Jesse Gentry.
First baseman number 17, Jesse Gentry.
Who's a 1 for 2 on the day. Gentry looks at the ball as it is low and goes off the catcher. Stigler will easily take second base. Stigler advances up to second on the wild pitch. 1-0 pitch. Swung on and missed. To even the count at 1-1. And Gentry looks at strike two. Gentry comes in to the contest hitting .320 on the season as a sophomore. Sitting .355 in her career. She had a strong freshman season with 13 doubles as she looks at ball number two to even the count at 2-2. Gentry saw a lot of playing time at first base and as the designated player last year, leading her to a CIAA All-Rookie selection in the final year of the Hawks in the CIAA. Gentry takes ball three upstairs to load the count. Pretty easy weekend for the Hawks as softball is the only team at home this weekend in a event-filled February. Gentry takes ball four and Stigler will move up to third base on the wild pitch. I know the Chowan athletic staff, including myself, is happy February is coming to a close as crossover season with the winter and spring sports is almost over. Women's basketball grabbed the number 8 seed in the Conference Carolinas tournament. They will play nationally ranked Belmont Abbey on Tuesday in the quarterfinals at Belmont Abbey. That is the final winter sport still playing heading into the month of March. Walker looks at ball 2. Chowan baseball team is at their rival Mount Olive today as they took a tough loss last night on the road against the number 7 team in the nation, losing 3-1. Wyatt Beekler took the tough loss, tossing 7 1/3, allowing 2 runs off 5 hits as Mount Olive rallied in the bottom of the 8th. Walker looks at ball 3. Here's a 3-0 pitch and takes it inside to load the bases, which will bring up Meredith Morgan, who is 2 for 2 on the day with a double and 1 RBI.
Shortstop number 15, Meredith Morgan.
The Hawks will host 3 more games tomorrow as the same 3 teams will play on day 2 of the Hawks Softball Classic. Chowan will also have women's lacrosse action at home against Ferrum at 2 o'clock. Meredith Morgan looks at ball number 2. Chowan's women's tennis team is also in action on Sunday, but they will be at Division I Elon in an exhibition match after picking up a straight sets victory over Mary Baldwin earlier this week. Morgan floats the pitch into center field, misplayed by center fielder, and Morgan will be held to a single, but 2 runs will score. Hawks will lead 10-3 as the ball drops just in front of the center fielder.
Coming to the plate for the Hawks, left fielder number 8,
Morgan
Shannon
improves to
Buchanan.
3-3 on the day with 3 RBI. The single pushes Beth Walker up to third base. To follow along with the Hawks all season, you can follow us on Twitter at CU Hawks. Also on Instagram and Facebook, or just visit our website at gocuhawks.com. It's where you can find stats, stories, and more, as well as featured stories and more about your favorite Hawks players. As the first pitch is called a strike and Morgan trots down to second base with no throw. Shannon Buchanan's 1 for 2 on the day with an RBI. She rips that ball to left field. Caught, and Beth Walker will score without a throw on the sacrifice fly by Shannon Buchanan to put the Hawks up 11-3 here in the bottom of the 4th. We're going to have a pinch hitter here in the 9 spot for Michaela Luskin. As we have a pinch hitter here, Alexis Grimm, the sophomore out of Front Royal, Virginia. She will pinch hit for Michaela Luskin. Grimm has 4 at-bats on the year. Still in search of her first hit. There's no better time than right now to pick up that first hit as she looks at ball 1 in the dirt. Coach Gustafson has allowed a lot of players to play this season as Grimm takes ball 2 high and tight. Gustafson trying to get a lot of experience for a lot of these players before conference play starts. Never know when you're going to be called on to pinch hit or pinch run, or when there's an injury and you're thrust into the lineup. Alexis Grimm looks pretty confident in the box, up 3-0, as she's takes strike 1 to move the count to 3-1. And Grimm will draw the pinch hit walk here in the 4th inning with 1 out. Turns the lineup over for Paige Wilhelm. It looks like there's going to be conference by Elizabeth City State's coach. Looks like there's going to be another pitching change for the Vikings. Sydney Smith's day is done for now as Cassie Wright comes back into the circle, and Michaela Luskin will re-enter as Alexis Grimm does her job, draws the walk. We'll be back after a short break. Cassie Wright throws her warm-up pitches, warms back up after re-entering into the circle. Paige Wilhelm, first pitch, takes the ball outside. A 1-0 pitch, and tough hands by Coach Collins out in the first base coaching box on the foul ball by Paige Wilhelm to even the count at 1-1. Wright's 1-1 pitches, bounces before the plate. Wilhelm lines the 2-1 pitch into left field. Morgan rounds third base and scores easily as the Hawks increase their lead to 12-3. strong production by the Hawks as they've scored 12 runs off 12 hits. Elizabeth City has 3 runs off 3 hits as Devore bunts first pitch foul. In addition to the Hawks' 12 hits, they have drawn 6 walks. With a strong on-base percentage. Devore will bunt to third for a bunt single to load the bases as Luskin returns back to third, hoping for a throw down to first base. Bases loaded for Chowan's all-time home run leader and Brittany Parson, as she takes ball 1 in the dirt. Chowan's top of the lineup and very strong, as Wilhelm and Devore are 5 for 7, as Parson takes ball 2. The 2-0 pitch is called strike for Parson. Seven of the 9 Hawks have an RBI today as Parson sees the pitch low, 3-1. Here's a 3-1 pitch, is high, and Parson will plate another run with a bases loaded walk. Different coaching philosophy from Coach Gustafson and the prior coaching staff and Coach DeWitt from last season. As DeWitt was more of a power-minded coach, as Stigler drops one in over the third baseman's head, as Wilhelm and Devore will score, as Stigler with a 2 RBI single. Parson and Stigler benefited the most from the coaching from Coach Brian DeWitt, as they are 2 of the leading hitters power number wise, as Gentry lifts one into left field and is misplayed as the center fielder runs over, and it drops in between the left fielder and center fielder for a single. Coach Gustafson likes the small ball approach, as we've seen with Delaney Devore reaching on a bunt single here in the inning already. Beth Walker takes ball 1 in the dirt. Walker is also a part of that power hitting tandem with Parson and Stigler, as Walker in her junior year has 26 doubles after hitting 18 of those last season, after having a strong first 2 seasons with the Hawks. Walker lines one right in front of us as we're stationed out in right field, and Walker will stand up with a double. She has 27 doubles now in her career with that one. As Chowan now leads 17-3, and we're still batting here in the bottom of the 4th inning with 1 out. first pitch to Meredith Morgan is called strike one. 0-1 pitch. Morgan beats it into the ground to the shortstop. Throw across the diamond is scooped up, and she's called out unenthusiastically by the field umpire. Be the second out of the inning. Brings up Shannon Buchanan, who is 1 of 2 on the day. Shannon goes around half-heartedly on the first pitch for strike one. One pitch, cut on and missed, off speed by Cassie Wright, puts Buchanan in a hole, 0-2. Buchanan lifts the 0-2 pitch with a blooper over second base. Walker will score along with Gentry, and the Hawks have blown this one open 19-3 in the bottom of the fourth inning.
Now batting right there, number 4, Michaela Luskin.
Brings up Michaela Luskin. She takes ball one high and outside. Hawks have batted around in the inning as Luskin check swings and goes foul to even the count at 1-1. Wright's 1-1 pitch, low, and bounces to the catcher. Buchanan stays at first base. Luskin will look at strike two. Count now 2-2. Luskin will take that pitch outside for a full count. Buchanan will be off on the pitch as pitch is in the dirt, and Luskin will draw the bases loaded. Correct. Excuse me, the full count walk. All 9 batters for the Hawks have reached base. 10 if you include Alexis Grimm, who drew a walk earlier in the fourth. Brings up Paige Wilhelm, who takes strike one inside. Wilhelm is 3 for 4 today with 2 RBIs and a stolen base, and she will just walk away from that one as well. 1-1. Wilhelm chops one as right up the middle as the shortstop and second baseman run into each other right behind the bag, and holds on for the final out of the inning. Your Hawks bat around to score 11 runs in the inning to lead 19-3. We head to the top of the fifth inning. 3 outs and we can call this one ball game. We'll be back. We're back here in the top of the fifth as your Hawks lead 19-3 over Elizabeth City State. As the Hawks are well in control of this one as Vincent fires in the first pitch of the inning low to Isabel Mugas. And ball two. Oh, 2-0 pitches inside for ball three. Mugas draws the walk. Brings up Logan Saunders, who is 2 for 2,
Step to the plate, nobody out in the runner at first.
who has a home run in the third inning. Vincent gets the inside corner for strike one. Vincent tries again. Inside, 1-1. Vincent gets the outside corner with off speed. 1-2. Nobody out with a runner on first base for Elizabeth City. Here in the top of the fifth inning, Vincent off speed as the ball drops in front of Devore for a single. Saunders moves to 3-3 on the day. So 2 runners on for Elizabeth City with nobody out. Brings up Alexis Blackwell, who officially does not have an at-bat day with 2 walks. She takes the first pitch for a ball. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Low for ball number 2. Here's the 2-0 pitch. After some discussion from the umpire, 3-0 is the call. 3-0 pitch, called a strike. As Blackwell looked to bunt but pulled it back. Strike 2 with another off-speed pitch by Vincent. Full count for Blackwell with nobody out here in the top of the fifth. Backhanded flip by Morgan to get the leading runner out at third base. So Blackwell with a fielder's choice for the first out in the fifth. Brings up Kelly Flanagan. Who is 0 for 1 with an RBI.
How about second baseman number 12, Kelly Flanagan?
She takes the first pitch in the dirt. Takes that 1-0 pitch high, just over the reach of Shannon Buchanan's diving attempt for a double. Buchanan and Devore take a little bit of a tumble, but everybody's up, moving around. Devore and Buchanan give Coach Gustafson and the athletic training staff, Dr. Michelle Aiken, the thumbs up. Elizabeth City does get a run with a double, cut the deficit down to 19-4 with one out here at the top of the fifth. Brings up Cheyenne Brasser. Vincent with a first pitch strike. Brasser hits it down to third base. Parsons' throw almost pulls Gentry off the bag. Just keeps it. Keeps her foot on the bag for the second out of the inning and holds the runner at third base.
2 outs here, center fielder number 8, Haley Ryan.
Brings up Haley Ryan as Vincent gets swing and a miss on the first pitch. Here's the 0-1 pitch by Vincent. Fouled off. Strong offensive output by the Hawks, as well as some good pitching and defense, as that 0-2 pitch misses, as the Hawks have produced a season high 19 runs off 17 hits. As a little blooper over Parsons' head allows the run to score, but the runner stays at second base. Meredith Morgan coming over from shortstop to field that one.
Number 19, Auburn Stevens.
As a little soft little blooper finds some dirt. Auburn Stevens up for the Vikings as she takes ball 1 low with 2 outs and 2 on in the top of the fifth. Vincent with the off-speed pitch, fouled straight back, 1-1. Pitch called a strike. 1-2 for Megan Vincent. She's looking for her 7th strikeout of the game and to end it. 1-2 pitches outside. Balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs and 2 on, as the 2-2 pitch is fouled back and out of play. We'll redo it. Here's the 2-2 pitch. A little dribbler back to Vincent, fires it over to first base and for the 3rd out. Chowan snaps the 7-game skid with a 19-5 win over Elizabeth City State.
Game number 2.
Megan Vincent moves to 3-4 on the year
We'll begin here shortly.
with a complete game, scattering 6 hits, giving up 5 runs, 5 walks, and
Game
6
number 3
strikeouts.
Frostburg State University and Elizabeth City State University.
Hawks rack up
Game number 3 today will begin
19 runs off 17 hits,
featuring
8 walks,
Frostburg State and Elizabeth
led
City
by
State
Meredith Morgan and Paige Wilhelm with 3 hits each. Lindsay Stigler and Shannon Buchanan with 4 RBI, Beth Walker and Meredith Morgan with 3. We'll be back at 3 o'clock when your Hawks take on Frostburg State. Frostburg State and Elizabeth City State will play at 1 o'clock. Until then, follow us on Twitter at GoCUHawks or on our website at GoCUHawks.com.